What's the most important thing we haven't spoken about? If there was one more thing you could add of all the things you know that would allow Jennifer, who's a 34-year-old single mother, or Dave, who's a black cab driver in London, the average person.
I think it is exciting what's coming in the world of human health. And I think it's helpful for people to know that stuff, because a lot of the challenges we're facing are going to get worse. We have things that are going to be possible pretty soon. Kind of the stuff I'm talking about, this idea of precision exercise, precision nutrition. It's not really available to many people, too expensive, etc. We're going to cross those barriers pretty soon. We are working on a project right now called the Human Digital Twin. So this is a combination of a couple of my companies, so the sleep company, Absolute Rest, our blood work company, Vitality, Blueprint, Springbok. There's another company called AxioForce that actually has 4 sensors in your shoe. And we can see early changes potentially in gait, so how you're walking, which could potentially, and research is needed here, but potentially be early signs of Parkinson's development, neurological disorder. So we'll see this in gait before we'll see this in symptoms. Companies that are involved in this entire thing, we can take all those data, we're actually doing this right now, put them together and make what's called a digital twin. This allows us to make your physiology. And so from our perspective at Vitality, we've got all your blood work and molecular biomarkers. From Absolute Rest, we've got your sleep. We've got your movement patterns. We can actually work with another company to watch you physically move and do that stuff. We can take your physiology and upload it. Then from there, we can run endless simulations of combinations of nutrition and training and supplementation, medicine, movement, daytime patterns, sunlight, water, all those things, and figure out really quickly how you're going to respond the best for whatever outcome we want. It's not ready at all right now, but we're actually, again, running it right now. We'll have our first cohort done probably in the next week or so. Yeah, really, really soon. I don't know how well the model is going to be the first time through it. I don't know if our group's going to be the best at it. It doesn't matter. But this is clearly going to be something the world is capable of. As we get better at being human sensors, and we can bring those data in, we're going to be able to deploy things like this and say, hey, this is most likely to work for you. The digital twin is already being used for like the heart. It's in place. We have the digital twin of the kidneys is as well. The lungs are coming soon. The heart is coming pretty soon. There's lots of groups. I'm not involved in any of those projects, but it's coming on board. So the ability to not have to guess anymore, and most importantly, try. I tried this for 6 weeks. It didn't work. I tried this for 9. That's going to go away really fast. Great. You still have to go do all the work. The technology won't work out for you. Well, we have some stuff that'll do that too.
What's the cost though? Like when you were saying all of that, I go, do you know what I mean?
We spent the entire length of human history with one, maybe arguably 2 singular goals. One of them at the core was stress reduction. That was what we're after, right? You create communities so you're safer. You create homes so you're environmental. And you create agriculture so we're food. And we all wanted to reduce the stress thing, right? We didn't call it that, but that's what it was. And then we got to the year 2000 or so and we realized, oh, fuck. Maybe that was the wrong target.
I saw on your bookshelf at home, there's a book called The Comfort Crisis.
Oh, yeah.
And that just flashed in front of me as you were saying that.
Yeah, shout out. Michael, it's a great book. When we have astronauts come back from the International Space Station, getting people to live on Mars, it's a bit of a rocket problem, but it's a bigger physiology problem. And this HDT project we're on is part of the people we're working with is Cody Burkhardt, who runs Human Works at NASA. Figuring out that line of going, hey, you don't want to release stress. If you do, like what happens when we send people up to space, because there's no gravity, your physiology tanks really quickly, right? They come back, oftentimes astronauts come back and they can't physically walk for a few days, right? Because in that case, that aspect, now other aspects of stress are way up. But we've lost some of the core tenets that it means to be human, and we are not ready for that. We are not ready at all to be able to be told, oh yeah, run this scan, and here's the exact culmination of life. you need to run. Not even counting the ethics behind all that. Like the ethics of genetic testing alone are really, really interesting, to say the least. The ethics of doing something like that, we have not thought through this stuff, right? And collectively, there is more in our world and our human experience than just straight answers, right? This is one of the beauties of this ride we get to take. I don't know if we have good answers. I think we've clearly shown we're not very good at asking those questions before.